I first of all would like to just say how inspirational you guys are. This has probably been one of the most moving things in my life thus far. I'm from Irvine. I'm a college student at Concordia University, and sociology was going to be my major, but they didn't offer it, so go for it. It's a good major. But anyways, and also just the parents. I mean, I am an inclusion facilitator. I work every day with autistic children as a one-on-one aid and everything, and I see parents all the time, and I give you guys so much support, and just the support you guys have given to your children and everything is just amazing. I also I wrote little notes, a little organized here, but sorry.
No problem. We appreciate the obsessive compulsive.
I did. Yeah, I know. Seriously, there you go. But also, I work with a child who is 14 years old, and I'm not really sure what his age of what he knows and everything. But his mom, I wanted her to come tonight, but they've been having a lot of struggles in the past couple weeks and everything, and he's very, very violent, and just one word things that he wants and everything. And I heard you say that there is hope for those parents and everything, but I'm not sure where you go for that or anything like that.
Why don't you get together after this, Nancy?
Well, actually, and I wish some of the parents. I feel bad that Bryce and Bonnie are up here, because really their experience, the experience of the parents, I could never answer to. I mean, as much as I live this, the experience of a parent going through this is invaluable. What you go through it's incredible. It's just amazing to have that level of commitment and hope and keep going with such a difficult thing for so many years.
Could we have the parents stand? Would that be all right? Just so we can see who you are.
Right.
Be proud of you. We're going to take one more question, if that's okay, Lou. One more question.
Hold on just a minute, Brad.
And Nancy's going to speak first.
I wanted to also say that at Act Today, what we do is give grants to families that can't don't have the financial resources or the access to treatment. So, unfortunately, because this is an epidemic and there's so many families that need help, we just gave 82 grants, which total about $100,000 in the summer, and we're depleted, and now we're building back up our funds to give more grants. So they can apply online at Act Today and apply for grants, and particularly families of lower income and that maybe can't get funding through their regional center and through their state systems. But we oftentimes can start a child on the road to recovery, or at least get better. And we get letters every day from families that we've helped with grants. So that's, and the funds tonight from our sponsors and from the ticket sales go to that effort. So just wanted to
Be sure to do that. And if you can, please fill out the questionnaires that you were given. I know the filmmaker would be most appreciative if you fill out those questionnaires, as would Dr. Doreen and the entire panel. So Lou, our last question before we end the reception.
Hi, my name is David Kane. I'm a physician and I live in Irvine, and my child has autism. And my question to you, Dr. Granpeesheh, is, number one, do you know what oxygen therapy, do you have any experience with it? And the children that you're working with now, are they all on combination ABA therapy, diets? Do you work with a neuroimmunologist? You mentioned it's an autoimmune disease. Are you attacking from an autoimmune standpoint? And basically, have you done any studies that show there's a difference between treating with ABA alone, ABA with specific therapies? Do you recommend the diets? My child is on a diet, ABA, oxygen therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy. She's 3 years, 8 months. And to all the students, congratulations on your success, and parents as well.
Sure. You're referring to hyperbaric oxygen therapy.
I am.
Yeah, I've conducted 2 studies on HPOT. Soft chamber by Terrace 320, the 23% more oxygen, that's the soft chamber. One of the studies showed some changes, the other study showed no changes. And we did 80 dives.
Is that a hard chambers or soft chambers?
Soft chamber. Nobody has studied hard chamber. There's been one study on that's contrasted hard chamber, which is 100% oxygen, and there has been some changes, but it was an open trial study. So it's just very expensive to do these studies because, I mean, the study we did was crazy. We did it over 9 offices with I don't know how many children, and we had our therapists actually go through the hyperbaric chamber therapy as well because we didn't want to reduce their ABA hours. We wanted to keep everything constant. So we didn't have a huge difference with the hyperbaric soft chamber. Nobody knows whether the hard chamber is effective or not. I know parents tell me it is. Dietary, I'm involved in a really big study with Strong Hospital in Rochester where we're looking at the GFCF diet. We do recommend it. My kids are GFCF. Milk in America is bad. Cows are really unhealthy in America. So I keep my kids off of it, and I see huge changes with our kids in our clinics.
Were any of these children on those diets?
No, these guys were not on these diets because these guys went through treatment before the entire biomedical movement even occurred. So these guys went through the treatment, you know, the DAN movement came into place in 1995. And that was after these guys were involved with this. So, and to explain that, I guess I would say that I think both our animals and our food produce as a whole became more toxic over the last decade. So, which probably everybody knows about that. So I would say back in the early 90s, our food was not as toxic as it is right now. It's really hard to eat anything nowadays that's not pretty toxic.
What about the neuroimmunologist?
We work with a lot of neurologists. We work with several physicians all over the world. So yes.
I think he said immunologist.
Immunologists, you know, the only things that immunologists can do right now is IVIG therapy, which is a type of treatment that boosts your immune system. Yes, it hasn't really progressed that much. They don't know very much about how to reverse the effect. They haven't identified, you know, you have to imagine that maybe 1/1000th of the money that goes into things like diabetes or AIDS goes into autism. So there hasn't been enough money to research how we can reverse the immunological effect in autism yet. Sure.
So, on behalf of Nancy Oswald-Jackson from Act Today, on behalf of Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh, on behalf of Lou Diamond Phillips, and on behalf of the entire panel, we thank you so much for joining us. Lou, any final thoughts before we enjoy?
Yes, I think the one thing we didn't touch on tonight was that many of you out there obviously are going through this. God bless you. You know that it's a difficult road. I don't think anybody wants to trivialize that. But it's also the reason that Act Today came into being, and that is to provide financial support because our state governments and our federal governments should be compelled to underwrite and to assist the families that need this help. And that is why Act Today exists, to get that financial aid to the families that need it, because it is a very, very expensive process in addition to the emotional costs of it. So please spread the word, continue to support Act Today, and let people know that, this fight is continuing.
Let's thank again. Once again, we want to thank the Assistance League of Newport Mesa and Orange and Dodge College of Film and Media Arts for being our partners in this evening. They made this evening possible for us, and we really want to, and the families and individuals who sponsored as well, brought this night to you, so thank you so
And the
much.
kids and their families who drove down here for
That's right.
this.
And
Thank you
kids.
very much, guys.